I had some things to talk about, so I needed to recording it before I forget it. And I was to the doctor today, February 9, 2023, and she heard that I had a heart murmur. It's a sound in the heart, and she don't know what have caused it because I have got it now, and I was to the hospital emergency room, but there he didn't heard it. But then I have been sick. You heard that I had a little in my throat still of this, what he say in the emergency room doctor. He say it was a flu. But I think they didn't know what it was because I come from Israel and had it with me because it was in the airplane I got it, and so it was not here in Sweden. So it can have been something in Israel or where people have been that was in the airplane. They were almost 99% was going to Helsinki in Finland because they didn't come with me from Finland to Copenhagen. And so I don't know where they have been, really. But they were very sick, as I have talked about. And so I think all this coughing that I had, I have had it it have just stopped to have this coughing in the night. So it's going on 1 month. So I think it caused the whole this sound in the heart. And I was one night, I wake up when I was sick, and it was screaming inside my body the whole time. And it was like it was people talking inside me. But it was what's going on when I had not got any medicine, and I had this slime in my chest, and that have digging inside my heart. But I hope it will be healed later on. And that's why I felt, before I started to eat very much vitamin and minerals, I felt very weak in my body. So it was critical in that time when I felt I was very weak. But I become better when I have eaten vitamins and minerals, and so I'm going to continue to do that, to be strong in my body. But that is the heart murmur. It is something I got after I come back from Jerusalem. So hope is to get it healed. But I have had what I wanted to talk about in recording it, so I don't forget it. later on, that is going away, fade away in other things that I do in daytime. But it was it was in the night now, but I couldn't record it because I stay focused on to go to my doctor first. And now it was yesterday, because I stay focused because I had two deliverance of things to my door. So that was enough for me to focus on. And so I couldn't record it yesterday because I didn't know when they should come. They could come until 10 o'clock in the evening. And today was it the doctor, because I have not been to a doctor since 2019 when the COVID came. I didn't want to go to the doctor. Here in Sweden we can order medicine from our doctor to get, and they come and deliver the medicine to the door. So that's what I did. But now I felt like I need to check out how my body is since 2019, and the doctor said that was a long time. You should not wait for so long time. But I say I didn't want to go to a doctor when there was COVID-19 going on, and it's still going on. But I wear mask when I am to the doctor, because there is many people that is sick in many different way, and it's not only COVID-19. I don't want to have a flu again, and because my body is weak, still weak, and I have to build it up again to be more healthy. But I needed to have new medicine to check out that the medicine that I have still working. But it was not working because I had very much high blood pressure. But the high blood pressure can have been because I had this heart murmur. So I am going to be checked up again. They took some blood test today, and then they should look at it in 2 weeks to see how it's going with my body. And this was, I thought it was a man a doctor should come to, but she was a young woman, and she speak perfect Swedish, but she had this Arabic name, and now I remember what she was talking about, because it was some special thing she said that was a spiritual saying, because it seems like she knew Jerusalem very well, because she was asking me things that if you don't know Jerusalem so much, you should not ask me those questions that she did. And then she said this key word to me, that it is the center. She said it's a spirit coming now and touch me also. So we see what's going on. Because she say this spirit react on what I'm going to say. But the doctor say that is the heart of everything in the religion. And I say, yes, it's those 5 biggest religious come out from Jerusalem, and then they split up. But the now I have forgot the word, but it's the foundation, should I say, and I say the foundation of all the biggest religion is coming from Jerusalem, and then later on it starts to split up, and Jesus was one of those that split up the religion. So he walked away from the Jewish. He was born Jewish, but he walked away from it. But he still not was away from it, because he teach in the Jewish way also, a mix of Jewish and Christianity he was talking about. And the different, as I see it, is that the Jewish is about not only books. It's in the beginning it was oral tradition, so people was talking to each other about what have happened in the past. And then Jesus, the difference was that Jesus heard from God in heaven. Jesus was hearing in the air. But the Jewish, they are still in the same way today, that they don't listen at God in the air. They are listen to God what they read in the books from the old oral tradition. Those books, they can feel feeling emotional connection to God in their oral tradition. But Jesus, he had learned in the foundation when he was child this with to listen at this oral tradition. But then he started to get contact with God in the air, and that's his different. That's the different. So that's how. It's not a foundation that is. Everyone had this foundation about one God, but then they split up later on in other way to believe in. So they were going into a different tradition and religion and become enemies to each other when from the start they were together. And it have been trial to come together, these 5 foundation of religion. And it is when I was homeless in the United States in 2002, in United States they try to be together. There was places where they gathering and sit and talk about this discussion and try to come together in one belief and one way to see everything in the same way. So that it was Christianity and the Jewish and I think it was Islam also, and that the devil make it to fail because of this. What happened with 7/11, not 7/11, the 9th, the 11th September 2001, when it started to come this, it started to split up again about to come together those biggest religion and tradition. So it have happened, and maybe it have happened earlier also, that they tried to come together in one group. But there's so much hate, it's so much war going on between those religion and tradition. So it will never happen if not God do something special on this planet. And it should be that in the last day no one can run away and like the Bible said, to standing on the rooftop and then run away when they see it coming. You need to be prepared and be friends with those people that maybe not have exactly the same belief as you have, but you know that you coming from the same root to believe, if they believe in the old way to see God, that God is one and he don't have any people around him. He have people under him, but not, they are not equal with God. If those biggest religion and tradition can come together in that there is one God over everything, then they start on the same foundation again as it was from the start, before the devil start to split up people. But it was not that I wanted to talk about, but it was very special that she said that, the doctor. She understood me, because she was, I suppose, I don't know, I didn't ask her, but she thought I was a pastor in a church. And I think in her Arabic way to see it, that if you are not in the Islam, you are enemy, and that you don't belong to God in that way. So that is a split of religion and tradition in that way. Like those Muslim, they have to stop to talk and think, like, if you are not with us in Islam, then you are enemy to us. Because there is, like me, and I am not the only one that don't have any religion or tradition, but we know or we believe that there is one God over everything, and we should be okay. But those most Muslims have learned that if they are not Islamic, then they are Christian here in Sweden. And we don't need to be a Christian only because we are not in Islam. They need to stop to teach the mothers, is it mostly, that teach their son to think that if they are not Muslim, then they are enemy to us and we should kill them, we should hurt them, we should lie to them, because they don't belong to us. They need to stop that. They need to stop that. That was what I heard in Jerusalem in the museum when I heard that I should do my DNA. That I heard from God and heaven, and they say that before. I understood it when they say that we all belongs to each other. We are connected with each other in one way or another. We are connected. That's what heaven say to me. And that should not be a split. That's the devil that split. That's the devil that hates. And you should not do that when you have a belief in one God. So this killing that have been, that's from evil people. That's from the devil. That's not from God. And so those people that belong to terrorists and killing and harm people in many ways, they don't belong to God. It's an illusion if they believe that. That's a wrong thing to think, because we all belong to God if we are good and help each other and take care of each other and not hate or kill or wounded people. But that was not what I was my main thing for recording, because was it this that I had this vision dream. That was very strange vision dream I had, very close to the morning. I think maybe they heard that I say in one episode here recently that I say, if they telling me something early in the night, is it very easy to forget what they're saying? So now they were talking to me very early in the morning when I was on my way to wake up. Then they were talking to me. And I have a vision dream that I don't really can explain, but the spirit that is here, that I have heaven in my home, but then it's coming spirit that want to talk. And I was safe talking about this because I don't really understand it. But I felt like I was in a hotel. And, and I was very, very high up. Very up, so it could be clouds in my windows going so very high up. And it was a clear blue sky and cloud. So what I think now when I'm talking is like I was close to heaven in that way. It's showing me. And then I look out in the window, and there was men sitting outside my window. And it was this with black suits on, those men. But they look like, I say Japanese, because that was I was thinking when they were sitting outside the windows, and so very high up, and they maybe was not Japanese, but I was thinking like that they are Japanese, because they were Asian people, but they were not like Israel people. They were not Israel people. They were real Asian style on them, in their face. And they look in, and they were bowing down like they wanted to come in my windows. It was 5, 6, 7 windows there in my room. And they were one man in each window, that I'd be scared that they are coming in and harm me. So I go to the window, and I saw it was a little opening on each windows. And so I close those windows because I have fear that those men should come in to the hotel and harm me. So I close it, and they were okay with that. They didn't try to go very fast to open more and come in. They accept that I close the openings of the windows. And then when I look around, because I wanted to call someone in the hotel to come up and help me with this, that they were sitting outside my windows. I was scared for them, and not very scared, but I didn't felt comfort with them outside. And I was not thinking about how high it was, because I didn't really notice that in my brain. And before, now when I'm talking to you, I know it was very high up. And if they fall from the window, they should be killed if they were human. and I tried to find the telephone in the room, and it was Japanese lanches, or looked like that. So it was hard to me to understand where was the telephone. And I find very much bottles with perfume in them, and I was thinking, that's where I thinking Japanese, because I was thinking this is a very strange hotel room that have so much different kind of bottles with things in it. It maybe was 50 bottles, small bottles, like for cleaning up yourself. And it was perfume, it was soap, and it was shampoo and everything. And the bathroom was like very clean. It was no real walls. It was like a cupola built. It was spheric bathroom, and it was no bathtub in it. It was only white. So it was like I was in heaven there also, because it was total white, and I didn't see any shower. It was only a place to clean up, because it was floor and walls that didn't be harmed of water. It was made for have water inside there. But I couldn't see any bathtub, and I couldn't see any shower equipment. It was total clean, blank, but white. So that's was the vision dream I had. And I understand some of it, and I have explained it on my own here. I know the spirit that is close here, that have touched me. He's saying that he helped me to understand. That's why I come to understand when I was talking to you in that listen to my podcast. And he's saying that to me, and he have said that to me, that from now I need to think in the future way. I should not. He come into my body now very much. So I got a little hurt in my body, in my stomach, where solar plexus he come and did something out or in, I don't know. But he say that when now, since after Jerusalem, I need to think in that way of the future. So I should not go too much of be what was in the past, because they are in the past, of course, but they are in the future also, and they are here and now. So that's the 3 times they are in and can be in and talk to you. So you should not. Now he's saying this. He is inside me, because I get something touch my ears also. If he means something with the ears, he touched my ears and inside my ears, like I should hear this. So it's very important for you that listen, and for me also, that he is saying that that's what they will show me. It's what's become to be in the future. And it is very hard, like Jesus said to his disciples, that he could tell them more things. but he knew that they couldn't understand what if Jesus have started to talk about the future. The disciple could not understand it because it have not happened yet. They didn't understand about airplane and cars, for example. They didn't knew about elevators. They didn't know microwaves, television, radio, like that. If Jesus have started that, they have stopped to listen to him and walk away. So he couldn't do that. But now I know so much more than what his disciple knew, because I am in a technical time and I have working with technical things my whole life. So I understand it, and I got a visit of aliens before God come and talked to me. So that was the future that come to me before God come. In the last episode, it was about the time. What the heaven have not the same time as we have here on earth. They don't have that. So what come first was the alien and talked to me, and then come God. And it should be the opposite, we think. But they don't see the time like we do. That we are here today, and then we know what's happened in the past, but we don't know the future. But that is like erased, that way to see things. And they say that already in the last episode, that they will teach us about how they see time in heaven. So I got the future first, and then come God and talk to me. 78 started they to teach me the alien. 1978, but 2000 come God and talk to me. So that was, I don't know if I am, I think I am in the same time, if we see the time that was. 1978 was alien coming, and then year 2000 came God. And I think it's 22 years between the past 1978 and then 2000 come God. And now it's the future that is coming 22 years later on. And they talking about the future, and I don't know because I don't know so much about the future, but they will teach us going, and that will be harder for us as we have not been in the future. So we don't know what the future brings, but they will teach us in their way to do it. It's going to be hard, but I believe that they will teach us so we understand it after a little while, when we give them that time and the chance to explain it for us. It's going to be very interesting, because I don't know it. They're going to show us, tell us. So that's I will say what I know about this with the Asian, Japanese style men. They have this black suit on them, like they are going to a party, they are going to a feast, they are going to a funeral. They were nice clothes on. And then the windows, that is our eyes. The window is the eyes. And that I know about. And they seems like not go angry at me that I close the windows, because it doesn't matter that I didn't hear them and that they didn't come inside my eyes into my brain, because now is it some visible they gonna show. And as they is in not talking with the mouth, they are I have so telepathic, I have so hard with remember that word, but they are doing telepathic things, so they don't need to be heard of me from an open window. That I understand. And like in many of these visible dreams I have, it's coming more knowledge to understand it better and better, what they have shown me. But that was going on. It was no sounds. We were not talking. I didn't hear any sounds, so it was okay that I closed the window to not hear, and I closed later on my eyes so I could sleep again and wake up normally. So that's what I wanted to tell you. So I need to recording when there is something going on that I need to tell you, because it can come very much to my brain that I see and hear, and then it's covering what I heard the day before, and I forget it, because then I focus on what's going on in that time, and I forget what was in the past. And you that listen at my podcast, you have noticed that, you have heard it, that I going back very much to the past, because suddenly I understand it, and then I need to talk about it for you to understand it also. So it must be this, that I'm here now, but I also go back to the past, and then now I'm going to the future, and they don't want me to be too much into the past, because most what's have happened I understand now. So I need to understand the future. So God bless you, and thank you for follow me and listen. I have some followers. I don't know the number, but maybe 100 followers on not only one platform, on those platforms I have for my podcast. So I thank you for follow me, because it's confusing what you hear maybe, but you will be explained what they have told me and what I have going through. You're gonna understand it if you follow me and listen to every episode, and not only look at the title of a chapter and think, oh, it's not for me, because I can say something inside there in the chapter that you need to hear, that is for you. Not the whole chapter, maybe it's not for you, but it's coming something that kick into your brain and to your heart, that, oh, that's me. That is about what I'm going through. And it can be like we say, aha experience. So you need to, even if I talk a little confusing things and boring things, you need to let it play the whole chapter to listen at. So thank you. I love you. God loves you. And we love you. All in heaven loves you also. They know you try. They know you try to understand. That is what they're coming through now and want to tell you. They know what you're going through. They know what you have going through in your past. They know how it is for you today. And they know where you are going in the future. So thank you.